Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing stages 39 to 42 of the Hachette Partworks release, Build the Apocalyptic Ford Falcon, the Mad Max car. Or the Mad Max Interceptor. Talking about futuristic things, I don't know if you remember in the past live streams I did say that I was watching Strange New Worlds and Scotty's got this pair of magnifying glasses. Well look, check this out, I've got them. These are all singing, all dancing things, these are, I tell you, they do everything. So I am so happy that these have come now. This is so like futuristic, but these are what I'm going to be using now. So I think I'm going to refer to them as Scotty glasses. I'm going to wear my Scotty glasses and well, we'll see how these go today. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description and the QR code is on the screen there. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So this is stage 39, and as you can see here, we've got some electrics, the battery box, and we have got some little bits here. So I am going to bring over the chassis of the vehicle. I'm going to be plugging the electrics into the circuit board by the look of it, and I'm going to start routing them around the car. So it's looking like that. Okay, here is everything in that pack here. I haven't actually bought the car up, so let me do that now. I had to find it. I didn't know where it was, but this is where we're up to at the moment. Now, if I just put these parts just to one side, you will notice that all of these are labelled. We've got 8, 6, 7 and 5. And we're just going to be plugging those into the circuit board here. So it's just a case of matching up all the numbers. So 8, going with 8 there. Number 5 into number 5. 6 into 6. And then finally number 7 just there. So all of those new leads are in place. So cables 5 and 7 first. We're going to be running them down the channel that we've got just at the back there. And that's what these little tabs are for now. Now we don't need our sprue cutters. They do come off quite easily. And I'm going to be pinning this into place along all of these sections here. So 1. 2. 3. We've got 2 down here. Hopefully you can see that on the top camera when they're in. They should look like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now cables 6 and 8, which are these two here, are going to run down the other side here. I do like how wire tidy on this is really good. This is probably the best I've seen on a model, I have to say. Now these ones actually go underneath the clips that we've got here. You can just lift them up, push them under. There's one at the back here as well. 3 clips. And in a similar way, now I get to put them in just down here. Out of all of these, the ones here are probably the hardest to get in. The ones on top are relatively easy. So they're all in place just like that. Lovely and tidy. Okay, we've got the battery box now. Now this is labelled number 15. I will plug that into port 15, which is just here. Now there is actually a way this goes in, just so you know, because if you have a look underneath this, there is actually a track for this lead to go in, as you can see there. So I'm going to try and trace that into the track so that I can get this in this way. And then holding it in with PS05 screws. Now you know what, I'm looking at this, I don't think these PS05 screws are long enough. I'm going to look at my box of screws here. I do have longer ones. Let's try this out. And that's going in a lot better. Yeah, I don't think. This is just turning, you see. I don't think I can get this tight. Let me, I am changing mine out to longer screws. Because I do want this to fit nice and tight in there, you see. That's a lot better, and that's pulled that down. Excellent. All that's left to do then is to take the cover here and put this on. Just goes on like this, and that is all there is to do in that stage. Okay, in stage 40, looks like we've got a gearbox housing here and some pipes. So we're going to create that just like that there. Nice quick stage by the look of it. That's the rest of the magazine. As a matter of fact, looking what's left in the packs here, I think this is going to be a bit of a lightning build today. Let's just get all this out. As you can see, the absence of any screws in this pack, that means we're not even screwing anything together. These are metal. You may be able to hear that. But I'm going to want this round this way here, and I'm going to start putting these pipes in. So the first thing I'm going to do is put this pipe in first. Now, it has got a bigger lug of this side, which is going into the larger hole there. And then it's going to go into the hole just here. Get that in. So that's the first one. I've zoomed up the camera just a touch. Okay, second one. It's going to look like this. That's going into the larger hole just here. Make sure that goes all the way in. And then the other end is going into this bottom hole over here. So that's 2. I've then got this plate to put on, which is going to go into the hole just here. So that's looking like that. Lining up the holes at the top, because that's where the last pipe here is going to go in. And I want one end going in here, which is going to keep that other end of the plate into place. And then this side is going in just over here. So with all of them in, that's how that should look. And that's the end of that stage. I said that was going to be a quick one. Okay, so stage 41. We're going to be continuing on that. We've got the bell housing here. And we're just going to be building this up. So we've still got half of a gearbox assembly there. That's the rest of the magazine. Here's everything in this pack. Not a lot. And I want to take this side of the gearbox housing that we haven't actually done anything with yet. And I've got a plate to put into that, which looks just like this. So there is a keyhole pattern, as you can see on the lugs there. It's actually going to go in that way. So it's sitting just like that. Now I want to hold this into place with a flange screw, which is a PS40 screw. Got that here. I'm actually going to need 2 of these. Then I've got this bell housing to put into place. Now that's going to go in this way, again, on the top camera. So that's slotting in just like that. And then that will enable me now to put the other side of this gearbox housing on there to make one complete unit. Now, I'm going to be securing that together with one screw just through this side. It's a DS01 screw into a little bit of oil and get that nice and tight. And then I will need one more DS01 screw just to go into the end here. There we go, that's not coming apart. All that's left to do then is to put the filter just over the top of this end, and that is all there is to do in that stage. So by the look of it, in the last stage of this pack, this is stage 42, looks like we've got the drive shaft here, or the transmission shaft here. That looks like that. We're just putting that together. We are going to be putting this into the car, and we're putting the gearbox into the car as well. So it's looking just like that. Okay, get this open. And the first thing I want to do is put both of these parts together. So just line them up, just like that. Now they're held in with PS14 screws. And I'm going to need 3 of these. I'll put all of that to one side and bring the car over now, but this time I'm going to need the underside here. Now this goes in with this end here, where this is slightly off center, into there. And that's going to fit in just like that. I'm holding it in from the other side with those PS14 screws. So I just need 2 of those, one here. Don't have to go too tight with them. And just one at the other side here. Now this side here, I'm going to be putting in the transmission. It's going to go in this way. So again, make sure this goes down the end and sits inside the 2 holes that we've got there. They're going to be held in with DS02 screws. These are the metal screws. To get these open, again, hold that with my finger. I can get both of these screws into place here. One there. And one just at the back there. Turn it back over. Then all that's left to do is just to put this bracket into place, which goes over the top here. I'm just going to see if this has got a certain way to go round. I don't think it makes a difference, to be honest with you. No. So that's going to go in like that. Once again, that's going to be held in with the PS14 screws. So just a case of holding this with my finger. And I can get one in no problems this side. But when it comes to the other side, as you can see, we've traced the wires through. So I need to sort of find the hole. Make sure I don't pinch anything when I put this one in. Just like that. And then once that's in, I can put the wires over the top of it. But with that in, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. And that's what it's looking like for the underside. And obviously I do love the way we've traced the wires around the back. Look how clean that is. Again, I don't think we've had a 1.8 car build where it's been so clean. Perhaps the Cobra was, but can't remember. But looking pretty cool. But that is it for the Ford Falcon for this month. Once again, if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description and you've got that QR code there. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.